move past the banister, just because if we miss this dot right here.
Can I come up next to you?
Actually, yeah, you can.
Does that make your life easier? Because that makes my life easier.
I'm just gonna. Yeah.
Just cool with you? I'm only here this game and then mine. All good, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Sorry, you didn't have to do that. I'm okay, you're right?
And we're live here on the LI Sports Network. Second game of the day for the South Rinks, a JV matchup between St. Anthony's and East Islip. The Chiefs coming into this game 3-4-1 on the season. This St. Anthony's Friars team, well, they're still unbeaten at a perfect 8-0-0. Looking to extend that streak all the way up to 9 as the puck is forced down low. Munch tries to race away from a couple of players. Nice cycle set up. Kearney with it. Puck pops around and Orso almost tested on the very first shift. Chris Urso, the starting netminder today for the Friars. On the other side, it's Joseph Sasso getting the nod for the Chiefs as EI has to check up. Puck rotated back down for Daniel Munch. Tries to get it out on the near side. Poke check from Blaszczuk will get it away from Savalos. And it's back around. Happ gives it away. Friesen carrying it down to the corner. Carney doing battle as Blaszczuk playing oversight, looking for a wobbling puck, but it's worked past him, and Anthony's quickly sprinting out. Healy with it on his stick, sending it to Savalos. Rebound, not buried in. Liam Healy had an opportunity at it. Instead, Friesen comes away. Cuts past the blue line, looking for a shot, snaps off a stick. Trezera onto it now. Easily around Leroux. Trezera fading off to the right side, gets around Lemaire, but then is stood up at the blue line by Harrison. Back for East Islip. Puck in the neutral zone. Savalos finding some space. He can definitely work some magic. Savalos, good power move, avoids another hit. Ducks into the corner. Savalos getting bumped away from the puck. Healy can't hold it in, but it's towards the blue line for Cummings. Cycled down low. Aspromonte gets a stick on it. Denied by Reynolds. Puck comes free to Reynolds now. Along the boards, Harrison turns it over. Trezera blows a tire. Now Harrison battling him from behind. Healy works it away. Lemaire gets it right back over the blue line for East Islip. A shot deflects into the end boards. Circles around. Harrison eyeing the loose puck into the corner. Bumped by Trezera. Healy gets into the battle. Harrison takes a shot, pops high, deflects down low. Bogorowski looking for a centering feed, and now Trezera will take a skate. Trezera slides it over. Gavin McCormack takes a shot, and Sasso a glove save. 12:15 remaining in the first period. Face off coming in the left circle. Jokopi trying to find a centering feed. It's popped right in front of his tender, and Sasso makes another stop. Off the draw. Puck towards the blue line. Ozima wasn't able to clear. Another chance for Bogorowski. It's poked past him by McCormick, and Sasso once again will haul in the loose change. Puck sound down the length of the ice. Munch not going to get the benefit of a call. Inga forces it off to the right side. Back out to Lemaire at the blue line. Works the shot around a couple of players, but Munch gets in front of it. Outlet past the McCormick, and he gives it away past the blue line. Aspromonte barreling in, trying to get a one-on-one with Sasso. The puck does slide away from him. Recovers into the corner. McCormack joins him there. Pass back to Aspromonte. Walks at the goal line before it's jousted off his stick. Good hit down low from Carney, but can't clear. Pass up to the blue line. Munch walks left. Passes it back towards the wall. Giacopi with it. Spins around to check. Blaszczuk there with it now. Back to center ice. Aspromonte mishandling it a little bit. Inga flying down low. Centering feed. Carney almost had the shot. Ends up wide to the left side. Urso still not tested. Reynolds will hold the zone. Good little hop step there from Munch, at least to clear. Leroux sends it in. Blaszczuk on the follow-up, looking to get it back to Leroux. Was bothered by a couple of Friars who just came off the bench. Dangerous turnover. Blaszczuk into a one-on-one with Munch, harassed from behind and forced off to the corner. Cleared out now by the Friars, as Friesen will go down and an icing called with 10:08, that 10:08 remaining in the first period. Joseph Cummings trying to get it out. Aspromonte on the dump in. First into the play is Camastro. Sasso out of his net to ring it around. Held in at the far point and directed back to the corner. Harrison with a chance to clear. Slides it onto his teammate's stick as Leroux now chasing after it. Hap just left it behind. Smart. Welter will come onto it and takes a big hit as he enters the zone. East Islip's bench loves it. Harrison with a chance to clear. Fades off left, then gets the pass back. Harrison dangles through two. A lot of puck battles along the perimeter to start off this game. It's really been the team on the defensive end to win a majority of them, which is a good sign for either coach. Exactly how you want to be playing in the defensive zone. Pass ahead to the blue line. SCHSHL had a shot at it, but just barely mishandled. Recovered by Kelly. Here comes Kelly looking for Bogorowski. Overplayed him by a hair, and the puck caroms off to the far wall. Pops back out for Kelly. Did hold the zone, but his team eventually give it away to Keeley. Twirls it around the boards onto the near side. Trezera trying to rifle it out. Outlet past the opposite end. It's just past the stick of Lawler. But here comes Savalos, almost got there in time. Healy will bring it back towards his own end to maintain possession. Trezera available for the pass, but wasn't needed. Pops loose. Bogorowski here. Dices past the blue line. SCHSHL behind him as they enter the zone. Deflects it in on net, and Urso will get on top of it for another stop. My name's Kevin Broder, joined by Wally Mitchell on the camera. Got a game going on behind us as well here on the LI Sports Network as Carney will come out for the faceoff. Brady Campbell and Paul Trentini working the game behind us over on the north rink. Blaszczuk, quick shot. Urso makes another save. We'll do it over from the same spot. Gabe Curry, as always, handling the social media operations. If you would like to follow us on Instagram, we got a lot of great content over there, as well as our YouTube page. But you already know about that YouTube page, so might as well hit subscribe, give us some more numbers. Always feels good. Puck goes past Reynolds, tries to collect it. McCormack flying into his face, doesn't force a turnover. It's a nice pass ahead to Inga. Breaks past the blue line. Lawler checking him from behind, centering feed, intercepted by St. Anthony's. Long bounce off the boards, but the Friars got on top of it again. They got some numbers past the blue line now, just barely offsides. Lawler was too quick up on the left flank. We'll take another face-off, this time from the neutral zone. Just over half of this period remaining between the Friars and the Chiefs. Should be a tight game throughout its entirety. East Islip might be 3-4-1 on the season, but they are a very solid team. Now, obviously, they can improve throughout the entirety. That was a dangerous pass right there. The Friars needed to intercept, and they did. Mastro hauling in, looking for a hit down low. Ryan Welter was good on the forecheck. Puck bounces off to the slot. Camastro got a good shot off, but it was deflected wide to the left side. Reynolds battling with his stick, forces it to the blue, but not past as Trezera taps it back around the wall. Justin Lomare will chase after it. Tied up on the boards, he'll flip it out through the air. Pap going back. Lomare trying for the stick lift, couldn't force possession away, but a bad pass gives it over to Leroux. Pass out in front, Lomare a shot, and it's saved point blank. 6:37 left in the first period. Lots of speed for Savalos. Good hit onto Friesen as well. The puck was loose in the slot. Forced out by the other Friesen brother on the ice. Here comes Carney with it. Couldn't dance around. Rattles back to Savalos. He's past the blue. Skate to stick, barreling down. Shot saved by Sasso. Healy there for the follow-up. Sends it. It's once again intercepted, this time Matthew Friesen. As Blaszczuk and Inga pass the blue line with him. Friesen on a solo mission, his shot saved down low. Chris has been doing a good job in net to start off this game for the Friars as Savalos and his team are called offsides once again. And the clock wasn't started, so it's still at 6:27. So I will update the LISN clock to do the same thing because the only thing that matters is the clock here at the rinks. This time the clock will start up properly. Went back in time a little bit. Blaszczuk in the neutral zone. East Islip have been strong to start off this period. Just trying to dot that final line to make this a real lead. McCormack has other ideas. Looking off to the right side, broken in by Aspromonte. Drop pass off to Lawler, lost it in his skates, and East Islip have it back. Kelly with numbers if he goes quickly. Change made by Inga, but here comes Blaszczuk with Kelly. Good defensive play from the Friars. Outlet to McCormack. Dumping it in before Leroux got over, and Sasso will snatch it out of the air with the glove. Take a face-off over to the right side of Sasso. Giacopi stepping in for it. McCormack almost found it loose, but instead it's Harrison to come away with it. Backhand pass to Leroux, now back to Harrison. Gives it to Leroux in the slot. One more time, Lomera's shot, rebound, they score! Beautiful passing into the offensive end. Nets EI there first. It's 1-0 with 5:29 left in the period. St. Anthony's, the first time I think I've seen them this year fall down 1-0 to start a game, and here comes Harrison back over. They score again! Back-to-back goals, and the undefeated Friars are looking vulnerable. It's Harrison over to Luke Leroux. Pops it, top left. Great shift for that line, especially Harrison and Leroux. Another opportunity almost developing for Bogorowski. Instead, it's back to the neutral zone with Friesen. He'll dump it in, and Trezera will go on a skate in his own end to recover. Friars just trying to find their breath right now, down 2-0 with 5 minutes left in the first period. This is Trezera to start the attack. Wiggles in on the right side, cuts across the sheet. SCHSHL on a little check there. Shot taken from Trezera, pops out in front, but nothing doing there. Back down the ice, Joseph Cummings will be the first one onto it. Lots of traffic around him, outlet to Trezera, couldn't clear the zone, but does have some more support from Ryan Welter. Banks it off the ice, and once again it's Matthew Friesen on the intercept. Tries to dump in, batted out of the air by Trezera. He'll look for the open ice, gain the red line and dump in. Awkward hop is taken by Friesen, or excuse me, by Sasso, given over to Friesen. Good intercept by Savalos at the goal line, dancing. His shot hit off the outside of the net. Sasso not required to make a save. Physical stuff in the corner. Friars hold on to it. Matthew Friesen, another good defensive play. Carries it to the perimeter and pulls up. Puck rims around the board. SCHSHL trying to clear. Trezera is there to say no. Down low to Brian Friesen. Good stick work. Friars going for a change behind the play. They'll get fresh legs still in the offensive end. Trezera trying to dance at the blue line, overhandling it just a little bit, and SCHSHL will throw it down. Will be an icing, unfortunately, for East Islip. And 3:28 left in the first period. The Friars have got an O-zone look. Face-off one, blast on net coming. Sasso saw it and did make the first save. Rebound still fought for down low. Healy looking dangerous on this shift, but gives it over to Carney right out in front. Kyle Carney sending it around the boards. It rims for Daniel Munch. Trying to get it quickly to Savalos. Taps off and it's right back from Munch. Hungry for a goal. Munch down to the goal line. One-hand drag. Shot saved by Sasso as he was sliding to the wrong post, but still got a piece of it. Blaszczuk will come away with possession off the pile. Trying to clear around. Munch takes an awkward hop off the seam of the wall. Beneficial for EI as they force it in deep. Offsides called by the referees, and they'll blow the play dead as East Islip made no effort to reset. So the goals for East Islip go down as Andrew Lemaire at 5:30 and Luke Leroux at 5:19. So the goals just 11 seconds apart in game time. Harrison getting an assist on both of them. Savalos, a nifty backhander. Saved by Sasso. Will do another draw. St. Anthony's not used to being down 2-0, not really used to being down at all. Trying to battle back in this game. Past the Lawler at the half wall. Kelly in front of him, forces the puck free. Blaszczuk comes away with it. Stumbles a little bit, but still gets the clear. Inga takes a hit from Munch. Puck sent back down low. Reynolds with Healy behind him. Healy tying him up. Turned over at the near point. Munch looking to hand off to Savalos. Looking to dance off to the right side, cuts back left. Savalos trying to carry it low. Reynolds forces him away, and LaRoe comes away with it. Or make that Blaszczuk, actually. He tries to cut past the blue. Forced off his stick, so he'll just elect to rim it around. As a teammate in the left corner is Inga. Taken by Lawler, followed up. Healy trying to slide ahead. Savalos into a one-on-one, dangerous. Savalos cuts out in front. Sasso a save. Karam's over to Healy. He sends another centering feed, and we'll get a whistle a little bit after, as well as Lawler caught the attention of Sasso. 1:29 left in the first. Jacopi on the tie-up, wins it back for his team. Airmailed into the left wing side. Puck given up for Harrison, looking for options. A long pass just barely underneath Lemaire. Back for Trezera now as he backpedals in his zone. Trezera, bank pass, should go to the length of the ice for another whistle, and will. So East Islip getting into the offensive end for the first time really since their goals. Obviously, that was a dominant 30-second stretch for East Islip, but St. Anthony's responded well with a 4-minute look of themselves. Face off. Benefiting St. Anthony's again. They cut past the blue line. Giacopi holding on to it for a shot on Sasso, makes the save. McCormack gets it off Aspromonte to the blue line. Here's Trezera, back to Aspromonte, a one-timer from the right circle, ends up behind the net. Cummings trying to hold the zone, has his pocket picked by Harrison as he wiggles up the near wall. McCormack trying to get back for a check, but it's a pass to the middle. LaRoe lost it. Matthew Friesen comes in to hold it away from Trezera, pops loose Aspromonte, slides off McCormack, pass ahead, and it's dumped in by Camastro. Long-range shot, LaRoe taps it accidentally in front of his own cage. Healy couldn't do anything with it. Sent down by Luke LaRoe. Shouldn't be an icing. No, will actually be. Just had enough speed. Not a lot of time left in the period either. 4.9 to be specific. One more draw to end the period as the clock hits 0. 2-0 for East Islip after 15. We'll be right back here on the LI Sports Network.
McMahon flips it up the boards. They shoot! They score! And right now, that team's been the Friars. So if the Cougars want to pull off an upset, that means possession. That shot, they score!
Back and forth he goes, dangling the puck. As now Minardi has it. Minardi will take it through the slot, stop short. Back up top to the blue line, send it back down low. Rebounded, out in front, Minardi with it now. 360 with a pad save.
At least 6 or 7, if not more, shots. Here's Scotty, odd man rush, 2-on-1 developing. Scotty scores!
And now it's going to be a chance here. Breakaway, Panicia to the backhand. He scores!
And we're back here on the LI Sports Network. Second period action. 2-0 the score in favor of East Islip, trying to upset the undefeated St. Anthony's. They had 2 goals in the span of 11 seconds. As Lawler tries to gain the zone, he's denied. Savalos back with it. Rotates it to pass to the opposite side. That was dangerous for the Friars. Blaszczuk now tying up, has Carney to come in for support. They get it to Inga, one-timer, he scores! 3-0 Chiefs! Friars just getting stunned in this game right now, down 3-0. Still have plenty of time left in this game, but they got to start showing something different on the ice right now as Kelly gets it off to Matthew Frysum to start the attack up ice. Taken away by the Friars and now dumped in by Lawler off the backhands. Matthew Frysum over skates, so Blaszczuk comes in, caught up in Savalos' equipment given over. Now Carney has some open ice. Carney poked from behind as Blaszczuk there to help him out. Glove down by Munch. Tries to dance through a crowd. Turned over to Frysum. Looks ahead to Blaszczuk. Receives it. Gives it off Carney. Through the blue line. A man in front of him takes a shot at Urso. Just barely getting a bit of his padding on that. That was dangerous as Chris was screened out in front. Another scramble in front. They score! 4-0 now East Islip. And another pair of back-to-back goals. LaRoe takes over in the corner. McCormack right in front of him. Friars take the puck off the boards and almost get it out in front for an opportunity. Harrison there who has a safe pair of hands. Thank you for your patience at home. Everything should be back and running how it normally is. 6:30 left in the second period. Couple of goals since I last checked in. 5-1 now the score. St. Anthony scoring the most recent after going down by 5 as Rob carries past the blue and will get called off sides. It was Daniel Munch assisted by Anthony Aspromonte and Joe Cummings. And before that, it was Kyle Kearney. Assists from Inga and Blaszczuk. Zavalos flips it in high. Reynolds the first one back, has Lawler cutting him off from the other angle. Tries to hit Harrison. Held up by Healy, and now it's a battle along the wall. Harrison will dig it out. Slides it into some open space. Kelly trying to get there first. Munch there to battle him at the blue line. Here comes Lemaire with a man down low. Lemaire and LaRoe. Shot taken, and it's well above the net. Urso, I don't even think, had to get a piece of that as it fluttered all the way to the corner. Now Munch, or make that Zavalos at the blue line. Tries to pull the wire past Reynolds. Was wiser to it. It's back for Trezera now. Taken away by Harrison. He cuts past the blue. Harrison on the backhander. Drifting to the goal line now, pulling up. Checked from behind, and it will be a turnover to Munch. He gets around SCHSHL easily. His teammates trying to crash the net. Munch couldn't get around Reynolds, who gets another nice hit. Munch gets right back up, looking for Healy. Denied by Ozimo. Meets Reynolds once more on this shift. Munch just trying to get it off to the corner. Zavalos leaves it. Ozimo now in on the play. Another stick loose. This time belonging to a Friar as the puck comes off to the near side and SCHSHL will clear. Tripped up by Lawler. That's going to be a penalty called on St. Anthony's. 4:51 left in the second period. So EI now to the 2-minute power play. Nick Lawler into the penalty box. They try to extend their lead back out to 5 goals. Kearney across. Blaszczuk just barely missed on the one-timer. Hit off the heel of his stick. Cummings now trying to lift it off the glass, but it ends up out of play. Another pause with 4:35 remaining in the period. $1.44 on the power play. Obviously, that's not a penalty here in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League like it is in the pros. No delay of game. Another draw, this time won by the Friars, and they'll send it down the ice. Sasso will touch it up, giving it for Matthew Frysum, who's had a great game so far for EI. Carney, checked by McCormick, gets it around the boards, back for Frysum. Sends it to the opposite side, Blaszczuk. Has Lemaire joining him at the far point, and it's cycled in. Back forward is Cummings. Blaszczuk close behind him. To Carney below the goal line. Camastro trying to work it away from him. Carney and Lemaire, nice catch and go right there. Send it out in front for Blaszczuk. Couldn't pull the cord. Another follow-up shot. Rebound. They score. Power play goal. East Islip back up by... Great goal coming right here for Carney. Physical play out in front is always going to net you a goal with opportunities like that. 6-1 the score. Shot whistles across the crease as East Islip continue their offensive pressure. Munch trying to clear off the boards, but Kelly picks it there. Almost getting it off for LaRoe. Instead, it's Harrison in the right circle. Harrison overskates the puck. Brought in now for the Friars, long-range wrister, Sasso gloves it. 3:19 left in the period. Friars trying for a pass at the blue line that goes out. Munch still holding on to it. Nice dangle right there, past Ozimo. Now he has some room to work with as well. Munch, one more skill move around Kelly, almost to the front of the net, was denied by Brian Friesen at the last second. Ozimo now off the boards trying to go out. He's held up at the blue line. Munch with it again. Makes one player fall. His centering feed rattles down below the goal line. Big hit there. Friars trying to find something to fire them up with 2:45 left in the middle period. Puck goes down for an icing, so at least they'll go back to the offensive end. Face-off won by Savalos, over to Healy. Gets it off to Lawler, dives below the goal line, carrying on his backhand. Flips around. Lawler across, Munch pulls it left. Munch with room, his shot instantly blocked away. Pops up high. Healy had an opportunity to play it, but it comes around for Ozimo. Checked by Munch to hold the zone. Munch now battling away from a couple of players. Bogorowski took a spill to the ice, but Brian Friesen makes up for all of it. Excuse me, that's Matthew. And it's sent down for another icing. Matthew Friesen looking frustrated with himself right there, but in all fairness, if your biggest mistake is sending one icing in a game, I think you're playing pretty well. Zavalos will go back to the draw. Healy lining up directly behind him. Zavalos not going to win it out. This is Reynolds with some good speed. Trying to cut around Trezera down the wall. Reynolds sliding it middle. Pops loose for Kearney. Gives it back over towards Reynolds. Couldn't hold on to the puck. It's back for the Friars in the corner. Tap pass will hit Lawler. Tries to return it. Good forecheck for EI. Pops it free to Reynolds again, and his shot will be saved. $1:43 left in the period. Kearney wins it back. Friesen trying to get some power behind it. Rattles down low. Kearney then forced away. McCormick trying to clear off the far point. Friesen holds it for a second, finds Blashuk. A couple more players come together and pops free for the Friars. Giacopi. Holding on to it. Reynolds plays it deeper into his own zone, races after it. Rims it around for Blashuk on his backhand, trying to dance away from Trezera. Joined by Kearney, they'll force it away. Inga into a foot race now, trying to get this into a breakaway. Collects on his forehand, shot, rebound, they score! EI now making this a blowout. They're up 7-1 here at the South Rinks. .59 seconds left in the second period. Colin gets himself a breakaway goal with great speed on the puck. Harrison trying to dice around, leaves it off for LaRoe, who misfires on the left side. Harrison right back to the forecheck, joined by Lemaire. Now the Friars force it free. They might have some numbers towards the net. Sasso gets over in time with the glove, shuts down the play. Obviously, Sasso can't really be the star of this game considering East Islip have put up 7 goals, but he's been so cool, calm, and collected on the back end. It really hasn't seemed like he's been tested that much, even on difficult shots. And if you are the Chiefs, that has to be so relaxing to have as your back line. Means you can play for a little bit more offense like that. Harrison almost receiving a home run pass. Friars trying to force it past the far point, comes back to Harrison. Weaves it around 1, make it 2. Harrison trying to get it past Cummings as well. Gets all the way down to the goal line. Still 2 Friars. Glued to his hips. Slides it out in front. Rebound comes out to Lemaire for a shot. Another opportunity, and Friesen couldn't get on top of it. It was almost Matthew and Brian with goals in this game. But the clock hits 0, and we're done with the second period. We'll be right back here on the LI Sports Network for the final 15.
I already fixed it.
Was it the storage?
What it was 100% storage. I 100% forgot to add. I went back because usually these computers don't have a problem. That's why I didn't check it. But I went back and there was like a 55 gigabyte recording of the Farmingdale game. So I think I didn't look because I was just going fast. But I think someone recorded it.
Well, that's when it comes out on wireless. I remember when we did that one.
And we're back for the third period in what has to be one of the most impressive games from a team in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League so far in 2025. East Islip up 7-1 on the undefeated St. Anthony's JV squad. Trying to close it out in the final 15. Bogorowski will start off with the draw. Pushed forward by Lawler, but EI take it right back and tip it around the blue line. Friars get it back. Good move right there from Camastro. Zemo carrying it down low below his zone. Lawler trying to hold it off the boards. It goes up to the point. Munch, long drive. Now Sasso just trying to get big in the net, but the puck went off wide, so he wasn't needed to make the save. Sursic deflects it off Bogorowski, and Azimo pushes it forward. Turned over. Lawler has it again, just trying to rifle it down. EI have to check up, and then they flip it in. Munch bats it out of the air. 45 seconds gone by. Munch still holding on to it. Now circles it around. Comes for Savalos. Dangerous player always for St. Anthony's. Works past the blue line through a pair. Savalos still holding on to it. Sasso makes a save, and the rebound's cleared out. Works onto the stick of Munch. He gets through. Munch to the middle. Trying for one more move. Munch out in front. His shot rebound. Not going to go. Another follow-up opportunity, and Sasso makes a blocker save. Friars still in the offensive end. It's Munch with it again. Shoots through some legs. And Sasso, another stop. Munch has looked absolutely electric. Scored a goal already this game as Carney is going to give a head tap right there to Sasso. Knows his goaltender. Just got them out of a hairy situation. Hit's going to level Matthew Friesen. Aspromonte trying to battle for it. Carney lost his stick, so he'll kick it around. Aspromonte races it down. Back for Carney. Again, trying to clear, and it's out past the near side. Blaszczuk with room to skate as well. One man to beat as he crosses the blue. Sends it out in front. Ing on the shot. Urso makes the save. East Islip, this transition offense has been impeccable. McCormick. He's past the blue with Brian Friesen in front of him. Works around him in the corner, leaves it off. Friars trying to find someone in the slot, but it's turned over to Inga. Poked away by Trezera and tapped ahead back to the near point. Friesen back for it. Recovered by the Friars and rifled down. Here's Friesen behind his own net. Tied up. Good forecheck for the Friars. Post Friesen brothers down low. Shot does come out in front of Sasso. Not exactly bothered by it. Cummings once again dumps it in. Brian Friesen twisted around the boards to the far point. Friars, I mean, they're doing a good job to maintain puck possession, but they're not really generating any opportunities in that shift. They'll go off to change now as Aspromonte's the first one to head over to the bench. More physical play in the corner. Brian Friesen onto it. Skims it around the boards. Ryan Welter cuts it off, walks at the goal line, fires it towards the middle, but it hits some bodies. Shot up high is an easy save for Sasso, and he'll glove it for another pause. Friars hemmed into their own zone. Trying to clear it from the far side. Pass almost intercepted by LaRoe. Comes back for Reynolds. Fires it off the wall, and a couple more will get him out. Harrison into a 2-on-1 all of a sudden. Has LaRoe off to his right side. Harrison the shot and another save for the netminder of St. Anthony's. It's been a busy day for Chris in the net. Still 11:22 to play for him. Reynolds. High sticks. This might be a glove pass, actually. Face-off will come in the offensive end for EI. Centering bid broken up by the Friars. Pops. Now Savalos has it. Trying to get around Lemaire. Has LaRoe to beat as well. Hits off the bar. Savalos was very close there. Fighting for it back at the center line. Lemaire beats him out to the puck. Has Harrison in front. Poked aside, and it banks free for Lawler. Suddenly gives it over to Lemaire. Shot straight into the stick of Savalos. Looked down to his stick blade just to make it sure it was not broken. And Sasso will get his glove on top of it as his team was going for an awkward change onto the bench. Referee is making sure the net was still on its moorings. Puck free down below the goal line. Friesen finds it first. Sends it towards Cummings, who holds it in. McCormick sends it deeper. Kelly the first one after it. Almost cut off by Aspromonte. Around for Inga. Cycles it back the other way. Cummings in a race to it there with Blaszczuk. They'll tie up, and Blaszczuk forces it free. Good pass off to Inga as well. Fades off to the left side of the rink. Inga on a shot, stick in front of him. ramps it to the corner. Follow up for Blaszczuk, saved by Urso. Blaszczuk wraps around, trying to slide it middle, but it was denied by the Friars, and they'll break up off the turnover. Munch accidentally sending it off the referee, so Friars have to reset at center ice. Trezera just wasting time, slides it to Cummings. Settles the rolling puck, 9:38 remaining in regulation. McCormack takes a hit from Friesen, trying to get the puck in deep. Comes right back to him. Carney with it now, looking for Friesen. Takes it off the wall. Met by Robert. Back for the Friars. McCormack. Plenty of room for him to start skating. McCormack challenging Carney, sliding it for Aspromonte, but it was tipped by the stick of Kelly and fired down the length of the ice. Should go for an icing. And we'll get another face-off in the O-zone for St. Anthony's, still down by 6 goals. And you're watching the LI Sports Network. My name's Kevin Broder, joined by Wally Mitchell on the camera. Brady Campbell and Paul Trentini working the game behind us, joined by Gabe Takuri as our social media manager for the night. Pass to the blue line, Trezera with a little bit of room. Was denied well by Harrison. So aggressive at the blue with his stick work. And we're going to get a penalty upcoming from the referees who are on the left side of the play. Not exactly sure what the call is, but it looks like Reynolds will walk off to the box. So 2 minutes for Reynolds. It's a St. Anthony's power play, trying to come back into this game down big. Savalos on the draw, wins it off to the half wall. Poked free by LaRoe, and he'll swipe it past the blue. Pat will go on to his skate, quarterbacking from his own zone. Quick wrist pass. Leads to Savalos, cutting through the blue line, down. Savalos looking for options. Gives it over. Pat, one-timer. Tipped in front, but not on net from Lawler. And it's covered up by Sasso. I didn't even see how he got that puck. Might have been a little cross-goalie style intercept for Sasso down low. He's just doing everything right now. Long-range shot for the Friars. Travels off target. Savalos spinning away from the contact. Friesen levels to him to the ice. Munch back with it. Cutting up. Here's Munch. Couldn't get around Friesen, leaves it off for Savalos. Savalos has options as he turns the corner. Shot Sasso. Another save with the glove. He's been so solid. Draw one out to the slot. The shot, rebound, Lawler. Airmails it over the crossbar, carries around, and Munch will hold it in. Walking at the blue line. Munch slides it off right. Another shot whistles behind the cage. Savalos doing a good job to carry that one in. Savalos, sharp angle, high and around. Still alive for the Friars. Munch wants another look at this. Carney right in front of him. Carney gets a piece of that pass, but it's still in the zone. Sharp angle, Healy creates a rebound in front. Lawler couldn't get to it. Healy with it again. Drags around Carney, checked by Blaszczuk. Munch keeps the play alive. Now Healy trying to do the same thing on the near point. Blaszczuk aggressive on this kill, but not getting caught out of position. It's back for Munch. Once again walking right. Slides it right. Plenty of room to shoot with a screen out in front, and Sasso makes the save. 2 seconds left in the power play advantage. 6:39 left in regulation. East Islip still control this game completely with a 6-goal lead. And we'll be back to 5-on-5 for East Islip. SCHSHL will be the first to come off the bench. St. Anthony's still holding on well. Cummings banks it down low. Lawler with it, looking for someone out in front. Rattles free, Ozimo has it. Clear not going to come through, but Bogorowski has a second opportunity. Big hit in open ice. And that's going to be a penalty on Lawler. East Islip will go to the power play now. Bogorowski on the draw, wins it back. Friesen at the blue line. Tapping it around to Zemo. Trying to get it on net. Bogorowski found the rebound, slides it, but it's intercepted by McCormick. Sursic spins down low for Cummings. Has a little bit of time to think about what he wants to do off the high glass. Now it's Healy. With 2 Friesems in front of him, takes a shot. Sasso, the save. Kept alive, and Bogorowski will head up north. 5:26 remaining in regulation. Just over a minute on the power play. Puck just barely cleared out. Bogorowski trying to get it out of the ref. Cummings once again with time below the goal line. Sends it. Friesen keeps it in off his skates and off to his brother for a shot. Hits some sticks and some traffic. Now the Friars have a chance to clear and tips it all the way down the ice. Carney to Friesen. Gives it over to his brother. Friesen back to Carney. Held in by Inga. Poked off his stick and out of the zone. Blaszczuk will control. Slight pressure applied. Easy pass up to Friesen. Looks to hand it off Inga. Past the blue line. Battling forward into the corner. Inga looking for someone out in front. Tipped by Trezera almost into his own net as Urso was sliding with him. 15 seconds left on the power play now for East Islip. It's Sasso back in his own zone. Sends it past Blaszczuk looking for Friesen. Connects on the pass. Now Inga. Backhander to Carney. Past the blue line. Looking for the other Friesen. Couldn't dance into the slot as it's broken up, and the power play is over for East Islip. Still calm in this game with a 6-goal lead, but here come the Friars. Aspromonte couldn't slide it towards the middle. Had a 2-on-1, and Sasso likely beat. Trezera dangles past one player. To the blue line, he'll dump it in. Sasso deflects it off his padding. Friars still control with Welter. Checked by Harrison. Couldn't push it up the boards. Welter comes away with it. Now Harrison gets on top and will skate it past the blue line himself. Harrison leading with his shoulder and called off sides by the linesman on the far end. 3:25 left in regulation. Bogorowski on the drop. Zavalos couldn't wrap it around Reynolds, who's had a strong defensive game. Reynolds tied up from behind. Lots of poke checks. Reynolds still able to dump it in with the help of Sursic. Friars will work to dig it out. Zavalos. Angled off by Reynolds. Now it's a turnover. Bogorowski down mainstream, passing it off left. Urso is saved, pops up in the air, and cleared out by the Friars. Will go down for an icing, but they avoid another goal. Lemaire racing over for the puck in the corner. Turning around for a shot. It's blocked. Lands down in the slot. Pass off to Harrison. He'll still hold on to it. Up top to the blue line with Friesen. Returning it to Harrison, but it's cut off en route. And the Friars will clear it down. Could go for another icing. Now waved off. Kelly circles down below. Zavalos first on the forecheck. Almost intercepts that pass. Munch had it, then poked away by Lemaire. Back for Welter. Friesen to Harrison. Harrison. Looking for Leroux in the middle. Munch takes it away, gets it off. Zavalos, he's going to be into a breakaway. Dangerous player. Dangle on the forehand to the backhand. Save made by Sasso. .35 left in regulation. I think East Islip can start looking at this game as a W. Probably been thinking that for a while as well with the 6-goal lead they've built up. No goals coming in this third period for either side as well. Friesen will dump in. 80 seconds left. McCormack trying to get there. Turns it over. Centering feed. Blaszczuk trying to get on top of it. Still loose in the slot. Up top. Carney fakes the shot, slides it or through another player's stick. But it was recovered by the Friars and forced out. Carney with it again. Turned over to Trezera, just tries to get it out of his own end. Under a minute to play. East Islip going to be moving on to 4-4-1 on the season. St. Anthony's, one of the lone remaining undefeated teams here in the Suffolk County High School Hockey League, at any level that is, will now be beaten, losing their first of the season at 8-1 still at the top of the JV division as Blaszczuk looks to add on one more goal. The Friars were just beat to the punch on this game and weren't able to make up the lost ground. Turned over to Carney. Lemaire will try to hold at the blue line just to finish out this game. 5 seconds left. And East Islip with an impressive upset here on the South Rinks. 7-1 your final score. And that'll do it for the broadcast here on the LI Sports Network. Got one more game coming up here on the South Rinks. Ward Melville JV taking on Sachem. Once again, your final score, East Islip 7, St. Anthony's 1.